Thank you, Louis. And Texas is also fortunate to have someone who worked in the Attorney General's office in Texas, a former federal prosecutor, Mike McCaul, in his district.
Thank you, Michael. I worked in the Justice Department. I also worked in the Texas Attorney General's office with now Senator John Cornyn. I want to comment on Mr. Hall's comments. The sweetheart deals, in my view, tantamount to legalized bribery on the Senate floor. It puts Nebraska in an upper position to the other 49 states. But overall, this bill, and I support this lawsuit, you know, it goes against what the Founding Fathers stood for. They framed the Constitution to limit the reach of a centralized national government. As James Madison wrote, the powers delegated by the proposed Constitution to the federal government are few and defined. And he went on to say that the ambitious encroachments of the federal government would be signals of general alarm. And I think that sums up this bill. An encroaching federal government. The proposed mandate to purchase insurance would compel nearly every American to engage in commerce by forcing them to purchase insurance and then use that coerced transaction as a basis for claiming authority under the Commerce Clause. And this is what I found interesting. And I talked to Greg Abbott about this yesterday. Congress's own independent nonpartisan research agency, the Congressional Research Service, expressed doubts about the Commerce Clause applicability in a report that was issued last July, saying that despite the breadth of powers that have been exercised under the Commerce Clause, it is unclear whether the clause would provide a solid constitutional foundation for legislation containing a requirement to have health insurance. It may be argued that the mandate goes beyond the bounds of the Commerce Clause. This isn't us talking as Texas Republicans. That's a Congressional Research Service. In addition to that argument, and this is a copy of the lawsuit right here, in addition to that is a $25 billion unfunded mandate on the state of Texas. A mandate that the majority of Texans don't want. And in the lawsuit, I think it frames it well when it talks about this unfunded mandate, that this act violates the 10th Amendment of the Constitution and runs afoul of the Constitution's principle of federalism by commandeering the plaintiffs and their employees as agents of the federal government's regulatory scheme at the state's own cost. This is a bad bill. That's why we voted against it. I stand in support of our Attorney General in this lawsuit. I believe it will go to the United States Supreme Court, and let's hope that the Founding Fathers' vision for this country will be fulfilled. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. And